Welcome to Impact Signals, social impact at the scale of AI. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Sarah.
It's Thursday, February 26th, 2026, episode 14. And today, the story is operationalization. AI tools that were in pilot last year are being commercially deployed, scaled across continents, and generating real funding at the field level. Let's get into it. We start in Japan. NTT Docomo and Amazon Web Services have commercially deployed, not piloted, deployed, an Agentic AI system built on Amazon Bedrock Agent Core that monitors more than 1 million network devices simultaneously. When it detects an anomaly, it autonomously recommends remediation steps for complex failures, cutting recovery times by more than 50%.
And why does a telecom network story lead a humanitarian briefing?
Because mobile networks are classified as critical social infrastructure in disaster scenarios. When Cyclone Gazani hit Madagascar earlier this month, field teams needed functioning data connections for cash transfer verification, family tracing, and logistics coordination. A network that heals itself 50% faster is a lifeline that stays on when people need it most. Humanitarian tech architects should be looking hard at Bedrock Agent Core as a resilience pattern.
Speaking of scaling, 3 UN food agencies made a unified push at the India AI Impact Summit: WFP, FAO, and IFAD.
Right. WFP's honor Purti biometric grain ATMs, which allow beneficiaries to authenticate with a fingerprint and collect rations accurately and with dignity, are now serving more than 800 million people monthly through over 600,000 distribution points across India. The system is expanding to Nepal. WFP India's representative put it simply: families no longer sacrifice a day's wages to receive their entitlements.
And FAO brought Lumina, their AI system for analyzing acute child malnutrition drivers in South Sudan, while IFAD focused on AI for impact evaluation in smallholder farmer financing.
The agency's unified message: move from pilot to scale, with responsible governance and sustainable financing. WFP's Deep Logistics platform, which uses Agentic AI for crisis coordination decisions, is available to partner agencies through the WFP Innovation Hub.
Now to our Thursday recovery story, and this one is a model for how data turns into protection. In the Gambia, a new AI-powered disaster risk diagnostic, mapping flood and windstorm exposure at the community level, has directly unlocked a $10 million World Bank grant to expand formal financial protection against those hazards.
The mechanism here matters. A granular, community-level risk map created the evidence base for a financial product design. That product design triggered multilateral financing. West African DRR teams and humanitarian finance leads should be studying this workflow. AI risk modeling to World Bank grant trigger is a replicable architecture.
Meanwhile, Madagascar is in a compounding crisis. Cyclone Phaitia struck in late January. 14 dead, 70,000 affected. Then, intense tropical cyclone Gazani followed less than 2 weeks later.
The combined toll? More than 500,000 people affected, 382,000 requiring emergency humanitarian aid. The UN Central Emergency Response Fund approved $3 million. Action Control FM is deploying water and sanitation access. For reference, we covered WFP's pre-disaster anticipatory cash transfers, $54 per household to 3,150 families before Gazani made landfall. Those transfers have now transitioned into active response.
And in Myanmar, following seismic activity this week, a new threat type emerged. AI-generated content, fabricated rescue imagery, and false narrative text flooded disaster social media channels.
The Brookings Institution and the Digital Insight Lab documented what they're calling clickbait disaster schemes, algorithmically optimized fake content designed to generate ad revenue by exploiting public fear. The operational impact? Search and rescue teams received misdirected information. And a parallel report from Microsoft's AI for Good team, published the same day, confirmed there is currently no foolproof detection method for AI-generated media. Controlled tests show roughly 95% accuracy, but adversarial generation immediately adapts.
Humanitarian organizations need information integrity protocols at mission launch, not as an afterthought.
On investment, Microsoft announced a $50 billion commitment through 2030, targeting AI infrastructure and skills across the Global South. A key humanitarian component is the AI for Good Lab's partnership with NASA Harvest and the Government of Kenya, combining satellite data with AI modeling for food security insights in one of East Africa's most climate-vulnerable agricultural systems.
That's $50 billion over 4 years. To contextualize, the AFDB UNDP $10 billion sovereign AI roadmap for Africa we covered yesterday is now one piece of a much larger hyperscaler investment wave.
And a structural note from ICT Works: AI for development has a blind spot covering roughly 2.7 billion people. India, which leads the world in company-level AI deployment at 59%, remains peripheral in AI for defunding conversations. Indonesia, 288 million people.
The Philippines, 118 million. Brazil, 214 million. These aren't AI deserts. They're building at scale without AI for D resources directed at them.
The ICT Works argument, the most impactful AI for D investment may be knowledge transfer and open source infrastructure to spread locally built tools regionally, not importing external tools into contexts that already have sophisticated domestic AI development.
On the calendar, the Humanitarian Networks and Partnerships Weeks, HNPW 2026, opens Monday with a virtual week through March 6th. That's the primary annual coordination forum for UN clusters, INSARAG, and UNDAC, free and globally accessible. The in-person Geneva sessions run March 10th through 12th.
NVIDIA GTC opens in San Jose on March 15th, the main technical conference for AI infrastructure and edge computing, with specific tracks on climate modeling and disaster response simulation. ACM and IEEE Human-Robot Interaction Conference runs concurrently in Edinburgh, March 16th through 19th, focused this year on HRI empowering society.
And March 17th, ITU AI for Good runs its live monthly pitching session, virtual and free, for startups building social impact AI, pitching directly to UN agencies and investors.
Monitoring alerts. Madagascar post-Gazani water sanitation phase is critical. Somalia food insecurity. EU committed 63 million euros, but aid halt risk remains by April. Philippines, 740,000 persons affected in regions 11 and Mindanao, 27,000 families still in evacuation centers as of February 23rd per AHA Center.
That's Impact Signals for Thursday, February 26th, 2026. If this briefing is useful, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out at impactsignals.ai and share it with someone working in the field.
Stay ready.